All right, neighbors. So this morning has been busy. I'm at 20 till 3 and getting a time in for a walk. This is, the best time of the day because it's hotter than shit here in the state of Tennessee. But there was a nice stiff breeze. So I think I'm cool, or not cool, but I think I'm okay. As in, I'm not going to get all sweaty because I am in my Kroger uniform. So have to go there tonight. Had to go for the Master Gardeners program. You have to do so many hours of volunteer work, and your first year it's double the amount of hours. And I was not able to complete my first year last year because my mom got really sick. So we went up to Iowa and we spent 6 months up there with her. And so I had asked them if there were some things I could do up there, and she said that we could get hooked up with a Master Gardener program up there. The trouble is there's not a lot to do in January in Iowa that has to do with gardening, unless it's getting the seed catalogs and, wishing that you weren't anywhere near here. So I then talked to them about other possible solutions, if I needed to do some research, write a paper, make a presentation, whatever. And they graciously said that they would give me another year to complete my work hours, because I've done the class work, I just haven't done the volunteer hours. It's also pretty difficult for me and my packed schedule to be able to get to a lot of the events that they do, because the events that they do are not typically in the same county that I'm in. And just the way I schedule me, as you guys know, that I go by, getting stuff done and not just the clock on the wall. So a lot of times, I'll be in the middle of something and it will say, you need to leave now so that you can make it to the meeting on time. And the meeting is usually about 45 minutes away, and that is through 5 o'clock traffic. So it's also not my favorite time to be on the road. And there are too many times where I'm just more content to skip things and keep working. That's my life. But Amy Frisella made a good point today. On his show, there was a younger gentleman who said, he feels guilty that he's going on vacations and can afford them, but he's like, I shouldn't be doing that. I should just be hustling all the time, and I need to be putting that money back into my business, which is a lot of what I think about. But one of the points that he made, which is what I've been feeling a lot lately, is that there's too many people that have worked their whole entire lives to build this business, and then they're going to retire and, chill out, I guess maybe is the word, enjoy their retirement, and they're going to go places. And if you're going to wait until you're 65 to be going places, I don't know if it's going to be as much fun. The reason I say that is because I went to Europe when I was a kid, very foolishly. Don't do what I did. But I had a great time there. We were gone for a week. It's just that I wouldn't do that now. I mean, the state of the world is crazy. Crazyville right now. But I can't even imagine. I have kids. I've got animals. I've got responsibilities. And I love my farm. And that's good. That's why I'm doing it. I love it. On the same token, how is a person, I don't know. I just don't think vacations, yes, at 40, I want to take vacations. I don't know, but they're different. Anyway, so his point was, you gotta have a little fun too. Don't be gone for 6 months and derail all your plans, but go on a vacation. I'm sure my husband's like, I've been telling you this. Vacations here at our house too are kind of an ordeal in the respects of, you got to find somebody that's going to watch the farm while you're gone. You have to take all the kids, or for many years, a lot of our family all works together. So when we worked at the restaurant, I managed the bar. My daughter was the hostess, and I call her my daughter, my second daughter, she was a waitress. that's half the staff of the restaurant that we were in. And so if anyone, like if we wanted to take a trip to Iowa, and my truck thankfully is big enough that we can all go. That's half the staff. We're taking half of the restaurant. My son and my husband work at the same place, and one is in the shop and one is in the office. That's still 2 people out of the 8 people that work there. So it's another one of those just scheduling things. I mean, you just gotta figure it out. And there's not a lot of places that I really want to go anymore. I mean, I would love to go hang out in Mexico or something for a little bit. Only at a resort. I've been to Mexico itself. It was nice. I'm glad we were there for I think 4 or 5 hours that we were there, and that's it. I don't want to do, I don't know. Like this is me. I get to play in my greenhouse. We built that with our own 2 hands. And then my dad was up helping, and I looked at him, and he realized I had a kind of a funny look on my face. And he's like, "What's up, Ange?" And I said, "Oh my goodness. The square footage of this greenhouse is more than the square footage of my house." And he looked at me and kind of nodded his head like, "Yeah, you just realized you're an idiot." But we bought it. We didn't know what we were going to do. We rented a little skid steer with a big auger on it, and we drilled all the holes in the ground for the posts. And I drove my very large truck to the local co-op, and I asked them about concrete, and I said, "You know, do I get a price break if I buy so much?" And he's like, "Yeah, you buy a whole pallet and I'll give you a price break." So I said, "Okay, done." Bought a whole pallet of concrete, and we had to pull around so I go out the front door, get in my truck, pull around to the loading dock. Dude comes out with a pallet of concrete, and he's like, "All right, where's your trailer?" I said, "Nah, we're gonna put it in the back of the truck." He's like, "No." And he's just this sweet, sweet old man. I mean, and he just thought we were nuts. We are. And so one of the boys jumped in the back of the truck, and we would I'd lift the concrete off the pallet, get it to boy number 1 in the back of the truck, who pushed it up to boy number 2, who was kind of in the back seat because we have a 3rd row seat. He was in the back seat. Pushed it up to boy number 2, stacked the concrete in there. That is the only time I've ever seen my truck squat. It had a literal ton of concrete in it. And then we would come up here, and we had to take it from my driveway all the way back to the greenhouse where we're going to put in the greenhouse. We could set 3 poles in one day. So we would mix up the concrete in a wheelbarrow, because that's how we roll. Very classy. We would mix up the concrete in a wheelbarrow. We have one of those pop-up tents. We would put a pop-up tent above us so we didn't absolutely fry. And we would pour 1 pole, and we would set 1 pole and make sure it was, nice and vertical. And then we would get 3 of them done, and that's all we could do for the day. Then we would sleep on it and be able to unhook the posts that held it vertical the next day, and we'd start all over. So got all of that done. So there's 13 ribs, so 26 poles. Kind of do the math on how long that takes us. And that's what we did. To get the ribs up, we had, my husband would set them on one side and put the bolts in. And then the kids, I'm trying to think. He was on the side with the rib that's on the ground. I had 2 boys who were in the middle, or maybe the middle 2. It was probably my middle 2 kids. And we had a rope that was wrapped around the top of the rib, so it's like the arch, and was wrapped around this top part here. So if they would evenly give tension, then it wouldn't fall over. And so the arch was up on one side, and then he would lift it up as they would hold it so it wouldn't left to right. And then one of the other boys would stick the bolt in. As soon as they got it in, my husband could let go, and then they would tighten the bolt down, and then it would stand. You'd get so far and you'd have to put a couple purlins in to keep it all together. And that's how we roll. I would love to take that thing with me, but I also wholeheartedly realize that I don't need anything that big. And the NRCS, which is the name of the government agency I couldn't remember the other day, they are doing still some high tunnel grants. So we'll just get one of those, and it doesn't need to be anywhere near this big. It's going to be mostly for starting things and then just keeping them over winter. I do like to overwinter some of my stuff. Brings us back to the Master Gardeners. I'm collecting my hours. I think I'm up to 9. I have until the end of the year. I'm not gonna remember. The 20 hours is what sticks in my head. I can't remember if that's for the first year or for the second year. I think I have to do 40 hours this year, which means I need to hustle. And it has to be some kind of not-for-profit help. And because this one was in town at the local the local library, we're making a seed library. And then it's going to be it was really awesome. It's like a 10-minute drive in town. So I thought I have to do it while it's something that's close. So I did skip out on a bit of work today, which I will absolutely catch up on tomorrow. And then wasn't sure how long it would go. It is done. So I came home so I could quick walk, and then I will go get some more water, freshen up, and get ready to go to Kroger tonight. See if I remember anything about my job. Well, it's really hard when I'm not the greatest at the service desk. I mean, I'm not fast. And then when you only do it once, I don't think I was there last week, so once every other week or something. They do have me down, I think, for 2 hours or 2 days next week. So that's going to be exciting. That's about all I know at the moment. I did get some more seeds today at the seed library. I've got some seeds that we can pass out to each other and have some new ones. I'm reading a new book about kind of the medicinal value of some plants, like cilantro is one of them that I just kind of assumed is culinary. You know, everybody uses cilantro. My parents own a salsa factory. We use cilantro. But it's not just that. It is also medicinal. So is basil, holy basil. I mean, I just kind of thought all basil kind of tastes the same. Obviously, there was a cinnamon basil seed today that smelled really good. So I'm definitely going to add that to my herb garden. But I kind of just thought, holy basil, you know, Genevieve basil, stuff, Thai basil. I mean, I know there's little nuances, but kind of all in the basil. Anyway, holy basil is way more medicinal. And that is another one that I definitely want to grow. But even cilantro's got medicinal properties. So we'll go, and it's almost to coriander stage at the moment. I need to go find I've got some like gauze mesh bags that I need to put over the seeds so that it'll be much easier to harvest the seed heads. And then yesterday morning I was up early enough. No, I lied. Yesterday was Wednesday. Tuesday morning, I was up early enough that I grabbed some oregano and some chives out of the herb garden, and we got those in the dehydrator right away so that we can start getting some of those dehydrated. Too many times it gets to be about 85-degree weather, which is now, and then I am too late to grab the really good spring herbs. Not that they won't. Mint and oregano, they will also come back again in the fall. They like cooler weather, so we can grab some of them too. But mint, I need to dry some more mint so that we have mint for tea and such. And I think my lemon balm did come back and not die on me. sometimes you lose an herb or two here or there. So I need to capture that while I can. I'm going to be a lot more intentional this year about grabbing those things when they're good, when they're young. My oregano already has some kind of brown spots on them, and I know that's not what we want to save. So we'll get that, and then we've got a canning video. Hopefully tomorrow morning I'll work on that. I'm going to can some special things and have a way to test out your pressure canner for the first time if you're kind of worried about how that goes, and we'll see how it goes. So for now, I'm going to finish my walk before I have to, walk 5 more miles at work and go see all my friends. Have a blessed day. Life is too short. I've had too many friends in the last couple days and years pass away too early, and it goes to remind you that we all need to eat better. We all need to take better care of our health. Everybody in my house that's on 75 hard, one of the bonuses that we're all receiving because of it is that we're all losing a little bit of weight. Let's see, child number 3 is down to what he's 16, so we had no idea what he thought goal weight should be, but you have to pick one. So he picked 175. I think the dude is 6'2". He's tall. All of my people are tall. Except my poor daughter and I, we are not tall. I realized I've been the same height since I was 13. Congratulations. So he picked 175 pounds, and he's there. He's already there. So we need to change his diet around a little bit, and we're gonna see if we can't up the protein some more so that he can build some more muscle. And looking good. I've lost 10 pounds as of this morning. I think if I get my decimal points right, I think it's like 9.5, but it's about 10 pounds. My other son, I don't know how much weight has he lost, but you can really see it in his face, slimming down. He just turned 14, so looking more like a young man and less like a little boy. And my husband too, I don't know that he said, but you can tell it in his t-shirts that he's getting thinner as well. So it's working, it's nice, it's good, but it also brings you back to, we're making sure that we're getting the vitamins in our body. We're making sure that we're getting minerals in our body. We have a drink a concoction that I make from some Young Living products. If you want info on that, let me know. I think we're having a class next week. I need to talk to my friend about it, about how their Ningxia Red, it's good. It gives you a boost of energy. It actually tastes good, which is one thing that too many like supplementy, drinky things do not taste good. They're gross, or they have gross ingredients to make them taste good. This does not. It's wolfberry, which I think is the same as goji berry, but I actually like it. Most of my kids like it. Number 3, he's more picky, but there's a lot of times I'll sneak things in. He doesn't know the difference. Throw it in some lemonade or something. Can't really taste it. And they've got a mineral essence is what I'm going to call it. It's a little jar. It's got minerals in it. Shake it up really good. I like that in just water. It's got almost like a cinnamony flavor, but throw that in your Ningxia Red drink in the morning. Take it as a shot, just an ounce. Oh, so good. And it gives you energy. It boosts you up. It helps with all of the antioxidants you need to help your system, and it gets you the minerals to it, and gets you your mineral boost, which is something that I think most Americans are lacking nowadays, is good mineral boost. Get healthier. If not for you, for your kids. Got a friend, so inspiring, Miss Carmen. I'm looking at you. Her husband, like a year and a half ago, because we left Iowa last May, and it had been at least a year before that. So year and a half ago, he was diagnosed with some form of cancer. They, you know, keep going back, keep doing the appointments, do all the things. And the time that we were there last, they basically told him, I mean, we go to church with them, and they were telling them all basically to plan for a funeral. It's like a old, where we used to play outside in the street, and then we would be like, car! And so our friends are driving down the road. We're gonna stop on the side of the road for a second and car. She passed us. All I'm saying, friends, is, you know, get healthier. So my friend Carmen, her husband was diagnosed with cancer. They have 4 kids. And she finally thought to herself, like, if it's the time that my husband is going to go, the kids need a parent, and they need one that is nice and healthy and, you know, is in better shape, is healthy. And so she has been on this, I think she's on like day 500 of her, she says, flabby to fit mama. She looks good. She now teaches classes at the local Y. She goes on a walk, or if her kids are at ball practice, she makes sure to do some walking laps while they're there. You know, get it in however she can. And I love that she adds the kids to it. So the kids do pound workout with her too. The kids they go for a walk, they take the dog for a walk, all kinds of stuff like that. So make that choice. It's a choice. It's a choice to go. I mean, I could very, very much go sit in the air conditioning and not do this. But actually, my neighbor, when she was going by, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go work out, but at the air conditioned gym. I said, good. I mean, like, she's doing it, and that's all it is. It's everything is a choice, and you just got to choose your hard. It's hard to be fat. It's hard to have your joints hurt all the time because you're a big person. It's hard to choose to go for a walk when it's 85 degrees outside. And I have to work until 9 o'clock tonight, and then come home and do another workout. Everything in life is hard, but you know, you get to choose your hard, and you get to choose if you want to be around longer, you know, for your kids. You know, I want to see my grandkids. I want to be able to, you know, still get up with them and go play ball and chase them around. Think about it real hard. Make that choice.